Welcome to a realm where hilarity meets tragedy in the most unexpected of ways. Have you ever wondered about the most embarrassingly dumb ways people have met their end? Look no further than the Darwin Awards winners. Prepare to be amazed and amused as we journey through tales of electrifying heists gone wrong and peculiar encounters with nature's whims. Join us in exploring the thin line between laughter and lament, where each story serves as a reminder of the quirks of human folly. Gary Hoy's fatal proof. Gary Hoy, a Toronto lawyer, met an ironic and tragic demise in 1993 that bordered on the unbelievable due to his fatal fall. Known for his enthusiasm and zest for life, Hoy attempted to demonstrate the strength of the windows in the Toronto Dominion Centre to a group of visiting law students by launching himself against a window on the 24th floor. Tragically, while the glass indeed did not break, the window frame gave way after Hoy's second attempt, leading to his fatal fall. This incident serves as a grim reminder of the dangers of overconfidence in materials and the laws of physics. Hoy's story is not unique in its irony. History is peppered with similar tales of demonstrations gone awry, and these stories, while morbid, carry an important message about the limits of human ingenuity and the unpredictability of life. They remind us that the line between proving a point and a fatal error can be perilously thin. Kenneth Pinion's Unlawful Desires. In 2005, Kenneth Pinion's death is a cautionary tale that spiraled into legislative action. Pinion died from injuries received during an illicit act with a horse, an event so shocking that it prompted Washington state to pass a law explicitly banning bestiality. The incident not only highlighted a bizarre facet of human behavior, but also the absence of legal frameworks for such extreme cases. Pinion's story is part of a broader narrative where unusual incidents have inspired legislation. For example, after the infamous monkey trial in 1925, Tennessee saw laws enacted regarding the teaching of evolution in schools, demonstrating how publicized events can shape legal boundaries. Similarly, the tragic death of actress Rebecca Schaeffer in 1989 led to the creation of the first stalking laws in California, addressing a previously under-recognized threat. These instances illustrate how the law often evolves in response to unforeseen tragedies or the darker aspects of human desires. They serve as somber reflections on the complexity of human behavior and the need for societal safeguards. While laws cannot prevent every tragedy, they are crucial in setting boundaries that protect individuals and communities from harm. David Phil's Last Stand. David Phil's demise in 2008 is one of the most extreme forms of protest ever recorded. Facing the demolition of his apartment block, the only remaining structure in a redevelopment area, Phil decided to make a final drastic statement against the loss of his home. In a shocking act, he decapitated himself with a chainsaw, a gruesome protest that tragically went unnoticed until it was too late. Phil's act is a stark reminder of the lengths to which some will go to make their voices heard, even at the cost of their own lives. Protest-related fatalities are not new, highlighting the dangerous intersection between activism and desperation. In 1963, Buddhist monk Puang Juk self-immolated in Saigon, protesting against the persecution of Buddhists by the South Vietnamese government. His death became a symbol of the ultimate sacrifice for a cause, showing the world the serious stakes of political and social activism. These incidents underscore the profound impact of protest, demonstrating both the courage and the extreme measures some individuals resort to in the face of perceived injustice. Francisco Luo Neto's Deadly Leap. Francisco Luo Neto's attempt to demonstrate the strength of unbreakable windows ended in tragedy in the year 2006. Believing in the invincibility of the material, he threw himself out of a window to prove its strength, only to fall to his death when the window did not hold. This incident is a grim reminder of the dangers inherent in overestimating the capabilities of materials and the fatal consequences of such miscalculations. Similar tragic incidents have occurred when individuals place too much faith in supposedly indestructible materials. For instance, the sinking of the RMS Titanic in 1912 shattered the myth of the unsinkable ship, illustrating a catastrophic underestimation of nature's power and the limitations of human engineering. Despite its reputation as the pinnacle of maritime technology, the Titanic succumbed to the forces of nature when it struck an iceberg, resulting in one of the deadliest maritime disasters in history. Moreover, there have been instances where the structural integrity of buildings has been compromised due to overconfidence in construction materials. The tragic death of Francisco Luo Neto and the sinking of the RMS Titanic underscore the critical need for humility and caution when dealing with materials and technologies that are perceived as indestructible. Michael Anderson Godwin's Shocking Mistake. Godwin met an ironic end, not through the electric chair, but by accidentally electrocuting himself while attempting to repair a television. In 1989, Michael Anderson Godwin's death reads like a cautionary tale of ingenuity gone wrong. Sitting on a metal toilet, his tragic demise underscores the unforeseen dangers that lurk within the confines of a prison, a place where desperation and improvisation can lead to fatal outcomes. These stories not only speak to the human will to overcome constraints, but also serve as grim reminders of the perils faced when attempts to circumvent the system go disastrously wrong. In prisons, where resources are limited and tensions run high, inmates often resort to desperate measures that can have deadly consequences. Moreover, the inherent risks associated with confinement in a highly regulated environment can lead to unforeseen accidents, such as Godwin's tragic electrocution while attempting a makeshift repair. Additionally, addressing underlying issues such as overcrowding, inadequate health care, and lack of rehabilitation programs is crucial for reducing the likelihood of prison-related mishaps and improving outcomes for inmates and staff alike. The death of Michael Anderson Godwin and the escape from Alcatraz serve as sobering reminders of the dangers inherent in prison environments and the lengths to which individuals may go to assert their autonomy or seek freedom. James Burns's explosive error. In 1990, James Burns made a fatal mistake that underscores the importance of understanding basic physics. Attempting to siphon gasoline using a vacuum cleaner, Burns caused an explosion that led to his untimely death. This tragic incident highlights the volatile nature of gasoline vapors and the dangerous consequences of their ignition, a basic scientific fact that was disastrously overlooked. Similar incidents of gasoline-related disasters serve as harrowing reminders of the dangers inherent in handling flammable substances. In 2014, a family barbecue turned tragic when gasoline was used to ignite charcoal, resulting in severe injuries and fatalities. These stories emphasize the critical need for caution and respect for the principles of physics when dealing with combustible materials, demonstrating the potentially lethal outcomes of underestimating their power. Robert R.'s flammable curiosity. In 2003, an incident tragically highlighted the deadly mix of curiosity and disregard for safety. Robert R. made a fatal decision to use a lighter to inspect the contents of a fuel tanker, sparking an explosion that ended his life. This instance of flammable curiosity is a stark reminder of the volatile nature of fuel and the catastrophic consequences of failing to respect its inherent dangers. The combination of an open flame and flammable liquid is a well-known hazard, yet the human inclination for risk-taking or underestimating danger can lead to tragic outcomes. Similar incidents underscore the lethal results of curiosity without caution. For example, a group of teenagers exploring an abandoned warehouse ignited a fire that led to a massive explosion, not realizing the space contained chemical residues. These stories serve as somber lessons about the importance of safety awareness and the potential for disaster when ignoring basic safety principles. They remind us of the fine line between innocent curiosity and dangerous folly, emphasizing the need for vigilance and respect for hazardous materials. Edward Archbold's fatal feast. Edward Archbold's death during a roach-eating contest in Florida is a grim illustration of how a seemingly harmless competition can turn deadly. In 2012, Archbold choked to death after consuming dozens of live cockroaches and worms, aiming to win a pet python. This bizarre and tragic incident highlights the dangers of participating in extreme eating contests, where the risks are often underestimated, and the desire to win overshadows the potential for harm. Eating contests have resulted in various fatalities and medical emergencies across the globe, pointing to the underestimated dangers of such competitions. For instance, a contestant in a hot dog eating contest suffocated mid-competition, unable to clear their airway in time. Another tragic event occurred during a pie eating contest when a participant choked and could not be revived. These incidents reveal the physical limits and risks involved in competitive eating, challenging the notion of these contests as mere entertainment. Humberto Hernandez's unlikely projectile. Humberto Hernandezs experienced a freak accident of such bizarre circumstances, it almost defies belief. In 2007, while walking in Oakland, California, Hernandezs was struck and killed by a fire hydrant that had become an airborne projectile after being hit by a car. The force of the water shooting out from the ruptured hydrant sent it flying, tragically hitting Hernandezs. This unfortunate event highlights the unpredictability of car-related accidents and the strange ways they can turn lethal. Other strange car-related fatalities have occurred under equally unusual circumstances. For example, a man in Australia died after a kangaroo hit by another vehicle crashed through his windshield. Similarly, in Europe, a driver was killed by a falling cow that had climbed onto a highway overpass, only to jump and land on the unsuspecting motorist's car. These incidents serve as stark reminders of the unforeseen dangers present on the road, often resulting from a chain reaction of unrelated events converging to tragic ends. Seor the Mighty's ancient infection. Seor the Mighty, a 19th-century Norse Earl of Orkney, met his demise in a manner as extraordinary as his life. After decapitating his enemy in battle, Seor attached the head to his horse as a trophy. However, as he rode, the teeth of the decapitated head grazed his leg, causing an infection that would lead to his death. This ancient tale of triumph turned tragedy underscores the unexpected ways in which victory can lead to downfall. Historical accounts are filled with unusual fatalities, particularly in ancient times when understanding of medicine and disease was limited. For example, the Greek philosopher Chrysippus is said to have died of laughter after seeing a donkey eat his figs, demonstrating the sometimes bizarre nature of ancient deaths. Similarly, Aeschylus, an ancient Greek tragedian, was reportedly killed when an eagle dropped a tortoise on his head, mistaking his bald scalp for a rock suitable for cracking the shell. These stories, while remarkable, remind us of the capriciousness of fate and the myriad ways it has claimed lives throughout history. Takuya Naya's transformation tragedy. Takuya Naya's death in 2011 is a modern testament to the fatal consequences of superstition. After claiming to have become a snake, Naya was bitten to death by his father in an attempt to drive out the snake from his body. This tragic event in Japan illustrates the dangerous influence that bizarre beliefs and superstitions can have on behavior, leading to fatal outcomes. Superstition has been at the heart of many deaths. In medieval Europe, numerous individuals were executed based on the belief that they were werewolves or witches, with communities convinced that these people could cause harm or bring about misfortune. In other cases, individuals have undertaken dangerous rituals or consumed lethal substances in the hope of achieving supernatural powers or immortality, often with tragic results. These incidents highlight the perilous impact that unfounded belief can have, demonstrating the importance of skepticism and rational thought in preventing such tragedies. Jimmy Heselden's ironic accident. Jimmy Heselden, the owner of the Segway company, tragically died in 2010 in a manner as ironic as it is tragic. While riding one of his Segway personal transporters, Heselden accidentally drove off a cliff near his estate in northern England, falling to his death. This event marked a poignant end for a man whose invention was designed to revolutionize personal mobility, underscoring the unpredictable nature of working with groundbreaking technologies. The history of invention is sadly dotted with inventors harmed by their creations. For instance, Franz Reichelt, mentioned earlier, perished while testing his parachute suit from the Eiffel Tower, believing in its design until the fatal moment. Similarly, Thomas Midgley Jr., who invented leaded gasoline and chlorofluorocarbons, was strangled by a contraption of his own design intended to help him move while bedridden. These stories highlight the fine line between innovation and danger, serving as a reminder of the inherent risks taken by those who push the boundaries of technology. Jason Linden's electrifying theft. In 2010, Jason Linden met a tragic end while attempting to steal copper wire from a utility pole. His endeavor resulted in electrocution, highlighting the lethal dangers associated with tampering with power lines and electrical infrastructure. This incident is emblematic of a disturbing trend of fatalities linked to the theft of electrical materials, showcasing the allure of valuable copper that often blinds individuals to the risks involved. Similar tragic outcomes have been witnessed globally, including instances in South Africa where thieves lost their lives attempting to steal cables from high-voltage substations. Another case in the United States saw a man losing his life while trying to siphon electricity directly from a power line for his home. These incidents serve as grim reminders of the fatal consequences of underestimating the power of electricity and engaging in criminal activities involving essential utilities. Maria Dozas' cow catastrophe. In 2013, Maria Dozas experienced an extraordinary and tragic accident when a cow crashed through the roof of his home in Brazil, landing on him while he slept. This bizarre incident underscores the unexpected ways in which animals can be involved in fatal accidents, highlighting the unpredictability of such occurrences. Animal-related accidents, while uncommon, can have devastating consequences. According to data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, there were an estimated 1,000 fatalities caused by non-venomous animals in the United States between 2008 and 2015. While the majority of these deaths were due to encounters with large mammals such as horses and cows, incidents involving smaller animals like dogs and deer also contributed to the toll. In addition to fatalities, animal-related accidents can result in serious injuries and property damage. For example, in 2017, a family in Colorado narrowly escaped injury when a moose crashed through their window, causing extensive damage to their home. Similarly, in Australia, kangaroo collisions are a common cause of car accidents, resulting in injuries to both drivers and passengers. Animal habitats are increasingly intersecting with human territories due to urbanization and habitat loss, leading to more frequent encounters between humans and wildlife. This trend has raised concerns about the potential for conflict and accidents, particularly in areas where development encroaches on natural habitats. Efforts to mitigate the risk of animal-related accidents include public education campaigns, wildlife management strategies, and infrastructure improvements, such as wildlife crossings and fencing. These measures aim to reduce both the frequency and severity of human-wildlife interactions, ultimately enhancing safety for both humans and animals. The incident involving Maria Dozas and the cow crashing through his roof serves as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of animal behavior and the potential dangers it poses to human safety. Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. Welcome to the weird world of the Darwin Awards, where we delve into the depths of human folly and recount some of the most absurd and unfortunate demises imaginable. Prepare yourself for a journey through the annals of history, where the line between comedy and tragedy becomes blurred as we explore the embarrassingly dumb ways people died. Darwin Awards Winners. From ill-conceived attempts at fame to tragically misguided experiments in adrenaline-seeking, these tales serve as cautionary reminders of the importance of prudence and common sense. Whether it's a daring stunt gone awry or a fatal misjudgment in the pursuit of excitement, each story serves as a poignant reminder that recklessness can have dire consequences. Join us as we unravel the bizarre circumstances surrounding these untimely exits, from bizarre encounters with wildlife to inexplicable lapses in judgment that defy belief. While the events may elicit a chuckle or two, they also offer valuable lessons about the fragility of life and the importance of exercising caution in our actions. J. Rocket Car Disaster. The J. Rocket Car disaster of 1995 serves as a tragic example of the catastrophic consequences that can arise from misapplying military technology in civilian contexts. In this infamous incident, an Arizona man attached a jet-assisted takeoff (JATO) unit designed for military aircraft to his car. The resulting acceleration was uncontrollable, leading to a high-speed crash that cost him his life. Metal thief's high-voltage heist. Metal theft, particularly from high-voltage areas, poses significant risks not only to the thieves themselves, but also to the public due to the potential for power outages and accidents. In one instance, a metal thief was electrocuted while attempting to steal from a high-voltage pylon, illustrating the deadly hazards associated with such crimes. The allure of valuable metals often blinds individuals to the lethal dangers of electricity. Worldwide, numerous fatalities have been linked to the theft of electrical infrastructure. For example, in South Africa, the theft of copper cables from electrical substations has led not only to deaths, but also to widespread power outages affecting thousands of people. Similarly, in the UK, thieves targeting railway lines have caused severe disruptions and risked their lives in the process. These incidents serve as a grim reminder of the high stakes involved in metal theft and the critical need for stringent security measures and public awareness to combat this dangerous activity. Underwater welding woes. Underwater welding presents unique hazards, combining the dangers of high-voltage electricity with the unpredictable elements of the marine environment. The tragic death of an underwater welder in Belgium in 2001 while fixing an industrial heater highlights the specific risks associated with this profession, including electrocution, decompression sickness, and drowning. This incident underscores the need for rigorous safety protocols and training in such high-risk occupations. The perilous nature of underwater activities has been demonstrated through various other fatalities. Divers working on underwater structures have faced fatal accidents due to equipment failure, sudden changes in water conditions, or unexpected interactions with marine life. In another instance, a salvage operation turned deadly when divers underestimated the strength of undersea currents. These examples emphasize the inherent dangers of working in such a challenging and unforgiving environment, reminding us of the importance of advanced planning, safety equipment, and respect for the power of the sea in preventing underwater tragedies. Chimney demolition disaster. The Chimney demolition disaster in Belgium in 2004 serves as a grim reminder of the potential perils associated with demolition work. In this tragic event, a demolition expert attempted to bring down a chimney from the inside using explosives. The plan disastrously backfired, leading to the expert's death. This incident underscores the fine line between controlled demolition and unforeseen catastrophe, highlighting the critical importance of meticulous planning and safety measures in demolition operations. Similar incidents have occurred where demolitions have not gone as planned, leading to fatalities. For instance, a building collapse in the United States during a controlled demolition resulted in the death of a bystander when safety perimeters were not properly enforced. In another case, a demolition worker was killed by flying debris due to inadequate protective measures. These tragic events emphasize the inherent risks of demolition work and the need for strict adherence to safety protocols to protect both workers and the public. Beehive hairdo's lethal allergy. In 2012, a Brazilian woman suffered a fatal allergic reaction to a bee sting, a consequence of her refusal to seek treatment in order to preserve her beehive hairdo. This tragic incident highlights the sometimes deadly consequences of vanity, where the desire to maintain one's appearance can lead to making hazardous health decisions. Fashion-related fatalities, though rare, serve as cautionary tales about the risks associated with beauty standards and practices. Historical examples include cases like the use of toxic lead-based makeup in the 18th century, which caused numerous health issues and deaths. More recently, the trend of wearing extremely tight corsets for a slimmer waistline has resulted in cases of fainting, rib deformation, and even internal organ damage. These examples illustrate the extreme lengths to which individuals will go to adhere to fashion trends, sometimes at the cost of their health and safety. Bungee jumping misunderstanding. The tragic death of a tourist in Spain in 2015 due to a bungee jumping misunderstanding underscores the critical importance of clear communication in adventure sports. The tourist jumped without a bungee rope, misinterpreting the instructor's command. This fatal miscommunication highlights how language barriers and unclear instructions can lead to devastating outcomes. Adventure sports, while thrilling and exhilarating, inherently carry risks that require precise communication between instructors and participants to ensure safety. According to a study published in the Journal of Sports Science and Medicine, miscommunications are a significant contributing factor to accidents in adventure sports. In the case of the bungee jumping incident, a lack of clarity in instructions likely exacerbated the already hazardous nature of the activity. Moreover, language barriers pose a significant challenge in adventure sports, particularly in tourist destinations where participants may come from diverse linguistic backgrounds. Research conducted by the Adventure Travel Trade Association, ATTA, has identified language as a key barrier to effective communication in adventure tourism. Instructors and guides must be proficient in communicating safety protocols and instructions in multiple languages to mitigate the risk of misunderstandings. Misunderstandings causing fatalities are not limited to adventure sports. In the medical field, misinterpretation of a doctor's orders due to language differences has led to wrongful treatments and fatal outcomes. A report by the Institute of Medicine estimates that language barriers contribute to thousands of medical errors each year in the United States alone, resulting in adverse events and patient harm. Similarly, in aviation, misunderstandings between pilots and air traffic controllers have resulted in accidents with catastrophic consequences. The importance of clear communication in aviation is paramount, as split-second decisions can mean the difference between life and death. These incidents collectively emphasize the need for clear, unambiguous communication and understanding, especially in high-stakes situations, to prevent avoidable tragedies. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.